Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really, it's about those students. I mean, I could go home at this point. And to think, those young people did not get here today without the support of all of our parents, for sure, our board of trustees, the battles that you go through, the things that you dealt with. I heard Mr. Reese talk about the 30 meetings and growing. You know, we got 3 this month. But those young people embody everything that we're about here today. And so for that, really, I can go home because we see in them, as our councilman talked about, the future, because they will actually take over this community. Now what we need to do, Mr. Chris, is make sure that they're educationally sound so that they can then in turn pay taxes, Ms. Chambers, and then put more money in the title programs so we can keep our city going and growing. But let me thank all of you who have had a part in this great event, and also in the beginning of school to this point. Of course, I'm saying my board of trustees, my board president, vice president, treasurer, and of course our trustee member, Ms. Bush. We do appreciate you all being here on a Saturday. Some of you were out late with me last night at the football game, and so I know we had games all over the place. So your volunteerism goes a long way. Of course, our city councilman, and each of our cabinet members here, our parent, Mr. Leonard Parfait, delivers the message, took this job on. I told him we're going to work in this together. Of course, all of our cabinet, the title teams, outstanding. And the man that delivered the prayer, the word of God. We could never do it without that. Also, all of our student helpers, many of them can't be in here. But when I drove up today, I had, of course, Commander Mitchell and the NJROTC, all of his students, making sure you got parked, got a place to come in and sit down. Of course, all of our student performers, I mean, outstanding job. Our young cheerleaders who came up at the spur of the moment, who could embody what it is that we're about, being able to be flexible. So we do appreciate them. And my Central High School team, Mr. Carter and your staff. Where are you, Central? Let's stand up. You know, we have put a lot of pressure on Central. Mr. Reese, thank you for mentioning a little bit earlier about some of the things they've gone through here in the district. But Central, we do appreciate your hospitality. A lot of times, I don't pay much attention. Well, I do pay attention, but I may not say anything about all the aesthetics. But isn't this stage beautiful? I watched some of this take place, and I'm telling you, you ladies and gentlemen at Central, and of course your staff, our maintenance staff, our police staff, everybody that participated in transportation. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. And a lot of times we take for granted what it takes or what people put into something to make it such a great thing. I'm so excited to be part of this great team. So, you've heard the purpose. Ms. Kibbles. I don't even need to talk about the purpose anymore. If you didn't hear Ms. Kibbles, Ms. Michelle, or Vicki Michelle Kibbles, I mean, you missed it. Thank you. Of course, our great parents who are excited about what type of programs does. Thank you all for being here. Our interpreters. Everybody's voice is important. Everybody's voice is important. And so for them to have a voice, we have to make sure that you at least hear the information. And so today, all of our presenters, and some of you may be in here and some of you may not, but let them know their voice today is in making sure that you get the message that the future is now. Their job is to give you information, strategies, skills that you can put into effect so that Beaumont ISD can become and continues to be relevant in our community. And what does it mean for Beaumont ISD to be relevant? It means we have to listen to people sometimes, Mr. Williams, that we may not even really want to listen to. It means sometimes, he said, why am I quoting? I'm just trying to call people. I want to make sure I'm getting everybody listening. But we want to make sure, Brother Darby, yes sir, I appreciate you being here. But we want to make sure you have the skills necessary to continue to make sure that Beaumont ISD, the city of Beaumont, the county of Jefferson County, that we are relevant to America, to Texas. And so the way that we're going to do that is that we're going to get better. How do we get better? You call excellence what it is. It's excellent. I see Brother Jason here who partners with us with Reasoning Mind to make sure our children understand math. But if we're going to talk about excellence, then we have to deal with every particular issue that travels or creates the vehicle or creates the opportunity that we're using. So for instance, if I'm driving a car and I notice that my front passenger tire, or left front passenger tire, is a little low. If I continue to drive that vehicle with the tire being low, I see this smart young man right there in the red shirt. Yes, sir, you. What would happen if I continue to drive that car and don't give that tire any attention? What do you think is going to happen? I saw his eyes go up, he started to think, well, the car is going to eventually be left on the side of the road because you have to give it attention. So if I want to be excellent, basically what I'm saying is every particular part of the vehicle has to be cared for. And there is no one person, even though I heard Dr. Montage, she put up a finger and she had number one. If I think I'm number one, if Mr. Maxwell, the principal at Westbrook High School, thinks he's number one, then collectively, we should add up to ones. Absolutely. But now, if we're not adding up to ones, that means somewhere there's some place or some part of our system where we're missing some excellence. Maybe a flat tire. Maybe the tire has low air. Maybe we have to figure out how to make that better. So simply put, today is about putting on the whole armor. It is about making sure every part of the vehicle or every part of our body is in tune with excellence so that when we step out, and as you've heard from our board president talking about the different things, the diverse tongues and everything that's coming against us, that we can stand on excellence. And I'm here to urge you today that we can't do it without you. So to urge you to collectively work together with us to make this Beaumont Independent School District, to make the city of Beaumont, the county of Jefferson, or Jefferson County, the state of Texas, relevant in our great United States of America. I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself. But collectively, we can do it. So now, if I don't have on the whole armor, and I see my maintenance team up there, I appreciate all that you do. I know when you left the football game last night, so we got in the truck, you had to come over here and bring more stuff. I do appreciate that. But in order for this system to work today, they had to do it. So collectively, it takes all of us collectively to make this system work. How have we worked? And a lot of times you don't hear all the good news about Beaumont. But do you realize the state of Texas, or the Texas Education Agency, changed the entire accountability system? Does anybody know that? Do you realize that your school district, with its demographics and growing in terms of our number of students who are considered economically disadvantaged, that doesn't mean anything when your mind is set, though. Hey, But if you don't realize that our system has changed, the state system, you're a little behind. But your school district, because of the type of programs, our leadership here, our board of trustees, our principals, our parents, our teachers, our maintenance staff, our food service staff, your district met all of those standards. I'm going to say it again. See, that's real good news. That is good news. I see some of my counselors there. To have 90+% graduation rate, meet all the standards on a brand new system. We didn't do it individually, we did it collectively. You had on the whole armor. Now, we're tweaking some things. We started with our board. We created some new board operating guidelines. The board's going to use that to drive how they act and function and work together. We've created, and we're in the process of developing some new administrative regulations and guidelines. You may hear people talk about it or just promote one piece of it on the news and it may get distorted. But in order for the whole armor to work, we have to check ourselves. We have to go through a checklist. Are my tires inflated? Okay, are my signal lights working? Do the front lights work? Do I need gasoline? Do I have water? Is my battery fired up? You go through all these checklists, but ultimately when you go through the checklist, Ms. Bush, when the state of Texas gives you or gave us our report card, they said, you know what, Beaumont ISD met all the standards. Are our students learning, Ms. Broussard, and I know you do your thing, helping us outside of school as well? Are the kids learning? Are they graduating? Can we get better? What's the goal? Say that again, Ms. Broussard.
100% graduation.
Say that with me. What's the goal? 100% graduation. So we're not there. We're at 92.6 or 93.6, somewhere around there. That's not good enough. So the system, we're checking off. So that means we have to do some more. Where are my graduate assistant coordinators? There's another one of my gangs. Those ladies' jobs are to make sure when kids get in 9th grade, 10th grade, if they drop a course, miss a course, that they then get in turn and capture that or recapture. I see our PTA here. I can't do it. I enjoyed our meeting the other day when we talked about our goals and what we want to accomplish, our BMAC Council. Again, we can't do it without you. So if the goal is 100%, if we want to have on the whole armor, we want to make sure everything is working correctly. If we work collectively together, if we take advantage of everything that's going to be presented here today, there's no doubt that BISD will continue to be relevant and continue to meet all the standards set for by the agency and also by the Department of Education. So it's with great honor that I stand here today to represent this great district. But I alone cannot do it. But collectively today, I know we're going to learn the things that we need to learn, gather the skills that we need to gather today, and we're going to do what we need to do that's necessary to ensure that 100% of our students walk across the stage, not this stage, get their diploma, and have an opportunity to go on to either college, go into the workforce, go into the military, the ministry, or whatever they so choose to do in this great state of Texas. Again, thank you for being here today. Thank Tyler for putting on a great program. I look forward to going into having our ribbon cutting. This is an outstanding day. So thank you all for being here with us today.